What's going on, everybody? This is Guys Talking Sports. Welcome to another edition of Guys Talking Sports. I'm one of the co-hosts, Al Quarles, and with me, I got the other co-host with me, Adrian Catwell. I just thought of something. I might have to start letting you guys do some introductions as well, because I feel like I don't want to do it all the time. But what's going on, man? How you doing?
Good. Yourself? Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you too, man. So we're going to get started. We're going to talk about what's going on right now in the world of sports. And nothing more bigger than which, of course, is the NFL Super Bowl. Two teams are now set to go head-to-head next week. Of course, we got the New England Patriots of the AFC, and we have the Atlanta Falcons of the NFC. So, Adrian, I want to talk with you. What are your thoughts on the two teams that are going to battle out for the championship?
Well, two deserving teams, of course. Atlanta came through and took care of the Cowboys, I believe, and they took care of Green Bay. Two formidable squads in the NFC. Showed that they have a very prolific offense, and their defense definitely came and showed up in the playoffs to solidify that they're a true representative of the NFC. The Patriots, it's just the Patriots. I think I was overhearing at the water cooler at work where outside of the Steelers and the Ravens, one time in the Super Bowl, I believe it was 2012, that has either been the Steelers or the Patriots that's been in the Super Bowl since, I don't know, 2000, whatever. Brady's been in 9 of them, so I guess when you think Super Bowl, you think New England. And they haven't done anything to prove that they shouldn't belong. The AFC, I think they got lucky. I'm not even gonna lie. Definitely some things. Oakland, David Carr getting hurt. That being probably the strongest candidate that came out of the AFC. I would have loved to see Oakland, New England AFC Championship game. I think the outcome might have been a little bit different, but that's why you play the games. Unfortunately, he got hurt. And Tom Brady very rarely gets hurt. So, with that being said, you have the Patriots and you have the Falcons.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I definitely wanted to see Oakland take on New England. I was very interested to see if this would have been their year. With Derek Carr's injury, I really think that, to be honest, I really had him as Tom Brady. Of course, is Tom Brady, but I would have loved to see Derek Carr at least prove himself that he was the MVP candidate before he got injured. I still believe that if he didn't get injured, he would be in the running for the MVP, of course. So I definitely wanted to see that. I'm not too surprised about Atlanta. The way they've been playing is just reminds me of the New York Giants, so to speak. Getting hot in the right time. Basically, it seems as though they just found their mojo going into the playoffs, and it hasn't been stopped yet. I was very surprised of the Atlanta Green Bay game. I really thought that Green Bay would have much more of a statement made, but when after the first half, you could tell that it seemed like it was just Atlanta's year to make it to the Super Bowl. So two interesting teams. Of course, New England is definitely always going to be a top contender as long as they have Brady and Belichick, of course. But I'm very interested to see what Atlanta does against this team because it's new. It's definitely new. I really didn't want to see the Packers again because we've seen what happens. But I'm very interested now because what that does now, it brings someone new, fresh, a new game that has never been played, especially at this big stage of a game. When you have the Atlanta Falcons coming in, haven't been there in a long time. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to come out Super Bowl wise and see what they do.
Well, for me, personally, I'm tired of the Patriots. You got your Patriots faithful that that they expect to be there, and as an NFL team, every NFL team every year expects to make the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, only 2 teams make it every year. The Patriots don't know anything other than making it to the Super Bowl, and it's nice to see that there are some the Oaklands of the world are back to prominence. Kansas City just always seems to be a player or two away before kind of making progress to make it to the next level. There are so many young, hungry teams that are starting to emerge, and I'm looking forward to seeing what teams other than the Patriots can actually come out and let themselves be known as somebody to be reckoned with in the AFC. NFC, it just seems like it's always somebody different. I mean, you always have your usual suspects, but it was nice to see Dallas with Dak and Elliott kind of running the show and kind of taking the NFL by storm. It was nice to see Green Bay, despite their shortcomings in the beginning of the season, Aaron Rodgers pretty much saying we're going to run the table, and that's exactly what they did. And they ran, they wrecked shop all the way until they hit Atlanta. And Atlanta just showed that their defense and that their offense is prolific, just as prolific as Green Bay, and really put a whipping on Green Bay in that NFC Championship. So, I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg as far as the NFC. If I were to predict next year, I think Carolina's going to be back next year. I think the Giants, they laid an egg. You can't count. The Redskins look like they can be something, but if Cousins gets lured away to my squad, the 49ers, then the Redskins might fall back into mediocrity for a year or two. Then you got the Eagles. The Eagles are coming up. Nice young quarterback. I mean, it's just. That's what you got to love about the NFL. I mean, it's a big old 16-week soap opera, 17-week soap opera that somebody can always emerge, but you always got that one lover, that one person in that soap opera that you just love to hate. And that love to hate is the Patriots.
Yeah.
You love to see.
No, let's put it out there. I am totally agreement with you in regards to the Patriots concern. It's NFC has so much variety. It's very much reminds. I mean, to be honest, I compare the NFC to the Western Conference of the NBA. It is. I mean, well, right now you have. No, to be honest, yeah, I do compare them because there's so many teams in the Western Conference that can pretty much at any given time could win in the Western Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, and to be honest, the AFC is the East. Because as much as you have the Patriots there, majority of the time, as the favorites, no matter what. Same thing with Cleveland or wherever team LeBron is on. It's always going to be the favorite in the East. So it's basically it's the same in the same. And I say this all the time. I always love when there's other teams competing. It gets stale, especially in the AFC. And it's not like I don't like the Patriots, but sometimes I root for the other teams because I want to see a different variety of teams that's in the playoffs making it. And of course, I'm not going to say of course you have to be the man, you have to beat the man. So to be in the Super Bowl, you have to beat the Patriots. But in actuality, I would love to see someone different. That's why I was so interested in seeing Oakland, how they would tackle the Patriots. Or, like you said, you got Kansas City on the come up. You have Oakland now. And you have some of these young teams. And to be honest, Tom Brady is not going to be around forever. So, hopefully I would love to see someone knock him off before he retires. But then again, that's going to be a tough sell. But I would love to see more teams in the AFC come out, someone other than the usuals. I even put the Steelers in there to a degree. I would love to see somebody come out of the AFC who hasn't been anywhere in a long time. So,
yeah, but okay. So another team comes out, emerges out of the AFC next year, and they beat Tom Brady in the AFC Championship. You know, all the people are going to say, well, you know, Tom Brady's 41 years old and blah, blah, blah. You know, they're not going to sit there and say, well, he was tearing up the league for 16 games and then got ousted in the first round of the playoffs. Well, now he's an old quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, and that's exactly what we're going to hear once he gets knocked out of the playoffs.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate because that's all people will remember him by, not by what he's done or what his accomplishments were. It's always going to be the last play of that significant play that stopped, you know, that got him to lose or that got his team to lose whatever game it is. Like, let's say, for example, I'm not gonna use that as an example. That's a very bad example. But anyway, I mean, it's always that one thing that everybody's gonna say. I mean, to be honest, and again, I hate to bring up the NBA, but it's the same comparison. When before not this last series, but the series before that, when Golden State beat Cleveland, everybody was criticizing LeBron because, you know, he didn't have no help, or, you know, he was doing too much. And, you know, it's always that aspect of it, not the fact that he led his team to the championship round. It's always, you know, he's not doing enough, and always the criticism there. There's always the negative criticism instead of the positive, like how the team got there. And it's unfortunate. A lot of people should be talking about how the team got to where they are.
Right. Well, interesting that you kind of keep referencing to the NBA, and not to take anything away from Super Bowl week, because, I mean, you have enough media outlets out there talking about it. ESPN, Fox Sports 1, on all the beat writers and the national newspapers all over the world. But it's interesting you keep mentioning the NBA, and I think I read something earlier today where LeBron and Wade is kind of upset with Charles Barkley right now.
Yeah, well, the whole thing with that is that LeBron kept making comments because their team this is their first losing record of the month. I think they were like 6 or 7 for throughout this month of January. So they lost 7 games and won 6 games. And LeBron kept, you know, going in the media saying that that their team needs a backup point guard, and, you know, it's disappointing about how the season is going, especially in this past month. And I guess because LeBron's comments was vocal to the media, so on TNT, Charles Barkley said that his comments were irresponsible, and he just started, you know, criticizing LeBron for going to the media in regard to complaining about, you know, trying to get people to come to your team, when I guess, you know, that's something that you really shouldn't put forth towards the media. Like, if you had a conversation with your GM, that's one thing, but the way he put it out there, you know, saying that he keeps needing a playmaker, you know, and the fact that Dan Gilbert, who is the GM, basically went all out his way to get the people that LeBron wanted, and the team that he wanted to keep. Like, even some of the players that were free agents, he made sure that they got re-signed for a bigger contract. So, in a nutshell, Charles Barkley was criticizing him. LeBron responded back saying, you know, just coming from a person who pretty much has a reputation of doing some of the things as well. And he basically just told, you know, Charles, like, hey, if you want me to, you know, you can meet me at any road game if you want to talk to me, but don't come being fake. You know, don't shake my hand and just smile. You know, if you got something to say, you know, come talk to me about it, you know, yada, yada, yada. So it's been going backwards and forth. Wade just chimed in his thoughts and just said that, you know, it's about time that LeBron was speaking out because, you know, I guess he's been holding a lot of stuff in. So it's like, to be honest, like, both of them has. I see both points to it. It's out there now, so hopefully they can squash it. And LeBron, to be honest, don't even really need to even respond to Charles. Like he has to focus on his game right now. To be honest, that's how I see it.
Yeah, but the way I look at it is just like in politics, what's going on right now with President of the United States and all the things that he's doing, and he's blaming the media for the way how things are being portrayed. The media has a job. So if you're going to sit there and air your dirty laundry out to where everybody can hear it, the media is going to talk about it. Don't get mad at Charles Barkley because he's a top 50 all-time player for the NBA, and he's, throwing his weight in there and saying what he believes, whether it be right or wrong, and get upset about it. I mean, that's what the media does. He's now technically NBA media. So he is going to talk what he's talking about, regardless if the player likes it or not. You just got to suck it up and grin and bear it. And then when you have the opportunity to sit down and talk with Charles on a one-on-one, and then you'll sit there and say, well, I didn't like the way you said that. And then Charles can sit there and say, well, this is the way I'm seeing things. And then things might be a little different. You can appreciate where Charles is coming from. And then Charles can appreciate where LeBron is coming from. Yeah. Don't be mad. Don't be mad because he sits there on TNT 2 or 3 nights a week. That's what he get paid to do. Of course he's going to sit there and talk about those things. So, I thought it was very trivial, but I thought it was very interesting at the same time.
Yeah. No, and to be honest, you're absolutely right in that regard. And I think that's what a lot of people were saying. Like, a lot of people were saying, like, to be honest, both was right in that regard because LeBron shouldn't have went after Charles Barkley because of the comments he made. Because to be honest, Charles Barkley's comment even though it could have been maybe said cleaned up a little bit nicer, but in actuality, it wasn't like he was lying. Right. You're in a position where the GM did pretty much everything in their power to basically give you the people that you wanted. When you first came to Cleveland, you wanted certain people there. They brought in Kevin Love. They kept Kyrie Irving. They shipped out their number 1 pick to get Kevin Love to bring him in with you. And then they went out and got Shumpert and J.R. Smith in a trade. And the GM's done everything in their powers to accommodate. And what made it worse was the fact that you had to re-sign these players, and then they're asking for big money. And then once you're giving them the okay to re-sign them, we need this person, give them what they need, give them what they want. And then they re-sign for big money. You don't have enough money to get a quality person that you may want down the road. Right. So, he felt as though that there should be something more that could be done. And maybe there is. But the thing is that the money is all capped. They're all, you're one of the highest paid players in the NBA. So it's not like, you can't really renegotiate anything at this point. So I thought that the whole thing was just, I understand what LeBron was saying, but I also believe that the whole thing was just blown way out of proportion. And to be honest, LeBron started it when he was criticizing it, making it public to the media. So when that happened, that's when everybody started coming back with the backlash. But, that's neither here nor there. Everybody has a job to do, and people need to just stay focused on their jobs and just leave it at that. Right.
Everybody knows it sucks when you lose. And Cleveland is not supposed to lose, and especially when you have your big three and you have what you have. But believe it or not, it's kind of crazy and kind of creepy at the same time. But I think J.R. Smith getting hurt kind of messed with the chemistry and how things kind of go with the Cavaliers. And that's the one thing that's different between the Cavs and Golden State. Whereas the Cavaliers had an injury that kind of affects the way their team plays versus Golden State not being able, or Golden State not having anything happening to their main core players. So when you don't have any issues or no injuries or anything like that, things work well. But, I just think that if Cleveland were 100%, I don't think they would be going through a month of basketball where they went 6 and 7. They might have lost 3 games, but I don't see them losing 7 games just because J.R. Smith, you never thought you would say this, but probably is that won't determine an X factor, even though he doesn't provide some major 20-point outbursts every so often. But maybe it's this his aura. Maybe it's just the way he plays. Maybe it's the fact that he can give a couple threes here and there. That's the difference between the Cavaliers winning and losing. And I think losing is probably part of the problem.
No, I agree with that. But the one person that they're really missing out of all this is Matthew Dellavedova. And I mean, once he left to Milwaukee, that shored up, that opened up a lot, because even with J.R. Smith returning, they still need that backup point guard. But that's neither here nor there. The whole thing in Cleveland was a mess. Because I could go on and on about the issues that they had with Mo Williams, and that, because Mo Williams was the person that replaced Matthew Dellavedova, but then there was issues with that, and that never worked out. So it's a mess. But they're right now, I will give them credit. They are looking for a replacement, so it won't be. To me, this is just a phase. I would not be surprised if they go on another run where they're winning like 20 games or something like that. They're in the Eastern Conference. As crazy as it sounds, they're still the top team, even if they have lost a lot of games this month. They're still the top team to beat, even with what's constructed in front of them.
Well, I did see where they're looking at Mario Chalmers and somebody else to come in. It wouldn't shock me if it's Mario Chalmers just because LeBron played with Mario down in Miami, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. No. There's been multiple reports, like, to be honest, because not just Mario Chalmers, Lance Stevenson, Kirk Hiring, and they're looking to trade for Darren Williams, too, in Dallas. So I
didn't hear that.
Yeah, I saw reports on it maybe about a couple of hours ago that they was looking to talk with Dallas about that. So, but it's so much that's going on in the NBA. But I don't want to. We could definitely talk about that another time, because we'll definitely catch up on NBA stuff later on. But getting back to the NFL, like, real quick, I just wanted to get your predictions on, like, who you let me ask you a question. Are you willing to go out on a limb to say that Atlanta has a chance to beat the New England Patriots?
I think Atlanta will beat the New England Patriots. If I had to predict the score based off of the last 2 playoff games, I understand that the Patriots are a different beast, but I would say Atlanta. I'm going to say Atlanta wins by 10. I'm going to go 37-27.
That's interesting. Because I don't want to pick Atlanta because I don't want to give them like my kiss of death. But I'm rooting for them. I'm definitely rooting for them. More so than ever, because Atlanta will go crazy if that ever happens again. So I definitely would love to see them, go out on a high note. It'd be definitely interesting to see how that plays out. Hopefully there's no scandals involved with New England Patriots and everything just runs smooth. We don't want like another Deflategate issue and all that drama. Hopefully things just run the way that they, are supposed to run, and hopefully they give a good game. And hopefully the halftime performance will be good.
Who is performing at? Oh, Lady Gaga, right?
Yeah. I will wait to see. I'm also interested, of course, in seeing the commercials, but
I'm curious.
I think we may have to rank some commercials. Say which one is our favorite.
I'm curious to see if Apartment Quarles.com is going to come strong again. You know, Doritos is going to come strong.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see who else.
The usual suspects.
Right.
Nah, but all right. Well, do we have anything else we want to talk about before we go?
Like you said, you know, we got plenty of time to sit there and dissect the NBA. Spring training is about to take an effect for baseball. We got plenty of time for that. You know, I guess now is just going to be all about NFL and this our talking points about the game itself and what we believe and what the turning points were. So I think we have plenty of content to carry us through for a while.
Yes, we definitely do. Oh no, one more question I have to ask you. Pro Bowl. What do you think about the Pro Bowl? Like, in all honesty.
Man, I haven't watched the Pro Bowl in about 2 or 3 years.
Okay, so then we're on the same boat. Okay, got you. All right.
Oh, we definitely got to touch college hoops.
Say it again.
We definitely got to touch some college hoops here soon too.
Yes, because I definitely want to talk about one particular team. I really have some thoughts about Duke. I really do. But I don't want to get into that right now because then that'll be like another hour of what I could talk about in regards to them. But we definitely need to do that. So what I'll do is this. We'll put the schedule together and we'll talk about different ones each week. And then we'll just take it from there. All right?
Sounds good.
To everybody that's watching, thank you very much for taking the time to watch us. Adrian, man, it's always been a pleasure. Just let them know where they can reach you,
man. You can find me on that thing called Twitter or Tweeter or Twit, whatever you want to call it. CatDaddy1963. Hit me up with some questions. You know, we always love the feedback. We definitely love any sort of questions that you may have that, you know, we could discuss during the show. So hit me up.
All right, and of course you can find me on Twitter as well. I am Quarles. I'm always on there. I'm talking sports crazy. Also, you can find me on Instagram as well. Facebook, you can see me there, but I usually don't be on there. But I will post all those links right below so that you can catch us. And please respond to us. You know, let us know how you feel about the show and what we can do to make things better. Maybe one of these days we'll do a Q&A session. So if we gather a lot of questions, we can answer them and just take it there. But for now, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. And until next time, we will be talking more sports as usual. And until next time, you guys, y'all take care.
Let's have a great night.